You believe you're creating. You believe you're free. But look closer at the reality of the digital world you inhabit every single day. This is the modern workspace, a silent factory without walls where your mind is the machine and your attention is the primary raw material. Every movement you make is tracked, every thought is recorded, and every click adds another brick to a fortress that does not belong to you. You are not just a user, you are a participant in a grand experiment designed to extract value from your very existence without any compensation. The web is closing in, turning your creative sparks into fuel for an engine that serves the interests of a hidden, powerful corporate elite. Welcome to the invisible factory. Here, the labor is silent, the workers are voluntary, and the profits are funneled into the shadows of silicon. Your autonomy is an illusion maintained by interfaces designed to keep you scrolling, searching, and feeding the beast that monitors your every desire. What you perceive as self-expression is actually a data harvest, a systematic stripping of your intellectual property for the benefit of global platform masters. They have built a cathedral of data where your time is the sacrifice and your creativity is the currency they use to buy the future. As you stare into the glow, you are trading your life force for a fleeting moment of digital recognition that expires the second you stop. Time is moving, but for you, it is standing still in a cycle of production that yields no personal equity or lasting sovereign wealth. Deep within the architecture of the apps you love, the dopamine architects have constructed a maze designed to keep your brain in loops. They study your reflexes, mapping the vulnerabilities of your mind to ensure that you never truly find the exit to their digital playground. Each swipe is a command you obey, a subtle nudge that directs your attention away from your own goals and toward their corporate bottom line. They do not harvest likes, they harvest your behavioral surplus, the excess data generated by your habits that predicts and controls your future actions. This surplus is the new oil. It is refined, packaged, and sold to the highest bidder, while you receive nothing but a temporary chemical high. You think you are being social, but you are actually working for free, training the very algorithms that will eventually replace your unique human perspective. Your personality is being digitized, stripped of its soul, and turned into a commodity that can be traded on the high-frequency markets of attention. The dopamine architects are the puppeteers of the 21st century, pulling the strings of your biology to maximize their own strategic capital growth. They have engineered a world where your boredom is their opportunity, and your creative drive is a resource to be mined until exhaustion. With every interaction, you are providing the intelligence they need to refine their traps, making the matrix more seamless and harder to escape. Your invisible labor is the energy that keeps these machines running, a constant flow of human effort feeding a cold, unfeeling digital beast. Every post you write, every video you edit, and every design you share is a gift to a system that views you as a product. They see everything. They know what you will want before you even know it yourself, turning your free will into a predictable statistical probability. Your time is being liquefied. It is being converted into bits and bytes that enrich a few while leaving the many in a state of lack. The decisions that shape your life are made by algorithms designed to favor profit over people and efficiency over the human spirit. From this height, the human race looks like a massive circuit board, each person a mere conductor of data for the master system. Welcome to the Matrix of Data, a place where every wall is a mirror and every path leads back to the consumption of more content. And the machine was only getting started. Your work is being harvested. The value you create is being drained through the very tools you use to express your inner thoughts. The extraction is complete. The gold flows upward to the elite, while you're left with the digital dust of temporary engagement and likes. They are not just taking your data, they are taking your soul's energy, the very essence of what makes your creativity unique and powerful. This is the season of the harvest, a time where human experience is converted into capital for the giants of the digital era. The rewards they promise are virtual. The assets you build on their platforms are fragile illusions that can be deleted with a single click. Your creativity is the fuel for this lonely machine, providing the content that keeps the world addicted to the screens in their pockets. They are optimizing you. They are refining your tastes and preferences until you are nothing more than a perfectly tuned consumer of their reality. Every idea you share is caught in the web. It is analyzed, categorized, and used to sell you a version of yourself that you didn't choose. You are standing at the edge of a new frontier, but you are not the pioneer. You are the cattle in a digital ranch. The system is delicate in its destruction. It plucks the best of human thought and leaves the rest to wither in the shadows. The Matrix feeds on the gap between your digital persona and your real self. It exploits your loneliness to keep you producing content. Your attention is the most valuable resource on Earth, and right now, it is being mined with industrial precision by the algorithms of greed. You are the currency. Your creative labor is the value that backs the digital empires, yet you have no seat at their table. The modern slave carries no physical chains. They are bound by an invisible wheel of likes and shares. That leads to nowhere. And the faster you run, the richer the machine becomes. As you run faster, the system generates more wealth for the anonymous masters, sitting comfortably behind the glass walls of their corporate towers. You are told to chase the trend, to optimize your life for the algorithm, but the algorithm is a fickle and heartless god. This is the mirror prison, a place where you are encouraged to be yourself, as long as that self is profitable for the platform. The algorithm is the new king. It decides who is seen, who is heard, and who is forgotten in the digital abyss of history. They promise you independence, but they give you a lease on a platform you can never own, subject to rules you never wrote. You are building your house on sand. One change in the code, one shift in the filter, and your entire career can be erased. You are the driver of the content, but the platform holds the reins, steering your creativity into the narrow channels of their choosing. The industrialization of the human mind is complete. Your thoughts are now products packaged for consumption by a global audience of addicts. Freedom in the Matrix is just the choice of which prison cell you prefer. You are free to create, but not to own. We have traded our humanity for validation, our time for attention, and our creative sovereignty for the crumbs of digital fame. The surveillance is total. Every creative act is monitored for its potential to drive engagement and generate more behavioral surplus for the machine. Your digital double is more valuable than you are. It is the one that lives forever in the database, generating interest for the elite. It is the perfect trap because you entered it willingly. You provide the labor, you provide the tools, and they provide the cage. Even when you think you are escaping through art, you are simply feeding the beast new patterns to learn and exploit for profit. The system is fragile, yet it sustains itself on your belief that there is no other way to exist in the modern world. The wealth created by your labor is intangible to you. It exists only on the balance sheets of the companies that own your attention, and that is the true architecture of the machine. This is the environment of the 21st century, a world where the human soul is an energy source. For a cold digital infrastructure, the first step to freedom is realizing that you are the fuel and that you have the power to stop the flow of energy. The awakening begins in the silence. It begins when you stop looking for validation in the machine and start looking within yourself. True freedom is not found in the Matrix, but in the world that exists beyond the reach of the algorithm and the screen. It is time to dismantle the factory. It is time to reclaim your time, your thoughts, and your creative power for your own life. To escape the exploitation, you must move from being a consumer of content to being the owner of the platform that hosts your value. This is your awakening, a realization that your creativity is a sacred gift that should not be sold for the price of a like. Do not be a data point. Be the architect. Use the tools of the Matrix to build a life that exists entirely outside of its control. Life will always find a way to break through the code. Your humanity is the one thing the algorithm can never truly replicate or own. Stop being the fuel for someone else's fire. Start building your own engine of growth, focused on real assets and tangible, lasting wealth. Reclaim your community. Build networks of real human connection that do not require an intermediary to profit from your every word and gesture. Convert your digital effort into physical reality. Take the value you create and invest it in things that the system cannot delete or devalue. You are the master of your own destiny. You are the sovereign owner of your creative mind. It is time to start acting like it. The walls of the invisible factory are only as strong as your willingness to stay inside them. The door has always been open. Step out of the nightmare and into the light of a new era, an era where creativity serves the creator and labor is visible and valued. You are the architect of your own future. Break the algorithm, reclaim your soul, build a world that is truly your own. Subscribe to the truth. Reclaim your sovereignty. The age of the invisible factory is over for those who choose to wake up today.